One of the challenges with spending my life these last few years, as an entrepreneur, is that I was working on how to help other people make a difference in Baltimore, but I wasn't finding a lot of time myself to do the kind of direct community work that I really enjoy. And when I decided to start Generosity Inc. and to leave my sort of day-to-day work at Network for Good, part of my motivation was that I wanted to find a local opportunity to really make a big difference in Baltimore. When I learned about Light City, which I've actually been watching evolve now for about 2 years, two really young visionaries in town, Brooke Hall and Justin Allen, have a digital media company called What Weekly and a marketing company called What Works. And so as they've been talking about Light City over the last 2 years and their vision for bringing a transformational festival to Baltimore, I've been very intrigued by the possibilities. And so Brooke and Justin had this vision that there's not an international major light festival in the United States. They happen in Asia, they happen in Australia, they happen in Europe, but there's not a major one in the United States. And that tied with the fact that one of those, Baltimore's, all their kind of quirky firsts. Baltimore in 1816 was the first city in the country to light its streets with gas lamps. And at the time, we were the third largest city in the country, and we were considered a real innovator. And the word about us lighting our streets, went all around the globe and literally transformed the urban landscape in cities around the world. And so there's this very authentic tie to light as part of our innovation culture and our innovation history and legacy. And so next year, 2016, is the 200th anniversary of that occasion, when we lit our streets. And it is going to be the launch of Light City. And we hope that Light City will be for Baltimore what Art Basel and Sundance and South by Southwest and Vivid Sydney have been for their cities. A transformational event that shines a light on all that is already amazing here, but also causes people to think about Baltimore as something beyond, crab cakes in the Inner Harbor. One of the questions that I think is interesting is, how we as entrepreneurs in a city like Baltimore can think about the opportunities in our city instead of the challenges in our city. I think that we're not necessarily perceived as an entrepreneurial hub. I think there's a lot more happening here than a lot of people recognize. But I think that there is more to be done to support one another and to kind of support the community of people that want to engage and take risks. We pigeonhole innovation as technology-driven in some way, and clearly technology is so important when we think about our economy. But the reality is that there are really innovative small businesses that are more the kind of the mom and pop type of small businesses that every day have to grind it out and make a living and support their families too, and somehow bringing that together feels important to me. So I think that there's some interesting things just as a community that we could be thinking about in terms of how to really progress the innovation economy in Baltimore, and in many other places I'm sure the same opportunities apply. Sometimes the most powerful motivation you can have is the example that you're setting for your kids. And I feel like every day when I do what I do, I'm doing it to make the community I live in stronger, make the world I live in a better place, but also have my kids see by example that they can make a difference in the world. And so I think a lot about that. And I think that that's not an entrepreneurial obligation, but maybe an entrepreneurial benefit. I think that my kids are going to take whatever paths they take, but I think that they'll have the sense that it's okay to take risk because they've seen it firsthand. And I hope that they, in whatever they choose to do, that they will go for it. You know, work hard, try to do big things, and be okay if they fail.